Hooligans! We back with another special edition of the Hooligans League podcast. Monday Night Football, players to watch. You know, we all know Patriots are playing. Big Monday Night Football primetime game. That's fun. Playoff hopes on the line. They win. They'll be the 7 seed, making the wild card. But real talk, we know that's not the most important outcome being determined tonight. Come on. Hooligans League, baby. The second bye week, or the second team getting a bye, that'll be decided tonight. All of our regular season awards coming down to tonight. And then most importantly, the toilet bowl champion. The suck of the suck. The trash of the trash. The last place team of our league will be determined tonight with Monday Night Football. So we got a lot to get into in a little bit of time. So I'm going to dive in. Monday Night Football, players to watch. Let's go. All right. With the first matchup, battle for the bye, number 1. As you can see, it's pretty much wrapped up. Rick basically has the first round bye on lock. The only way he can lose it is if Marquise Brown drops a 40 bomb. So it is in the realm of possibilities, just not a big one. Rick's locked the door. He shut the door. He's locked the door. But he has a key hidden outside, and if Dan Santola can find it with a 40-point bomb from Marquise Brown, then he can knock Rick down to the 3 seed, leaving the first round bye up to either me or Silverman, whoever wins our matchup, or even maybe Dan Santola himself, if Marquise Brown really lights it up. So this one's pretty locked up, but there is a chance it could flip. A small one, but there's a chance. In the second battle for the bye, could have been a really intriguing matchup, but Rick went ahead and fucked that up with his 150-point week. Now there's not that much at stake here. Super high-scoring matchup. I am currently beating Dan's team by 7. I have Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins going tonight. Dan has James Conner and the New England defense. And if they can outscore my guys by 7.5 points tonight, then Dan will be the 3 seed. If they don't, I'll be the 3 seed, unless we get that Marquise Brown miracle. Honestly, that's probably, that could be a punishment, because the winner of this game will most likely be playing Andy, and that's not a fun thing to do, especially after a down week. He tends to have really big weeks the following week, but not too much intrigue here. Quick side note, though, if James Conner and New England defense combined for 48 points tonight, then Andy could lose his most points against claim to me. So if Dan's boys put up big numbers, Andy will lose some money. And he could even steal the most points title for himself if they put up some ridiculous numbers like 70. But we'll figure that out if we come close. Speaking of Andy, we got his matchup. On Thursday, I said this was a nothing to gain, lots to lose matchup. And Caveney's the only one who took that seriously, even though his team did not put up some good points. He still survived, and he won't lose a damn thing. He's not coming in last. That's guaranteed with his victory. He's good to go. Andy, on the other hand, he did not have a good week. And I'm not talking just about his team, the performance, the 97.7 points. I mean, in the league, he lost a lot. Not only did he lose, he lost his lead for most points, which is currently mine. He also will lose most points against if Hunter Henry scores 24.62 points, or if Dan's guys score however many I just said. So he has lost at least $50 and could potentially lose $75 this week. Lots to lose, and it's looking like he lost a decent amount of it. So sorry, Andy. In what was supposed to be the breathing easy matchup, they were at least breathing easy on Thursday. Not so much anymore. Chow lost his potential to score most points on the season. He also, more importantly, could potentially lose his winning streak. He's projected to. And I looked at the record book. If he loses tonight, he also loses his chance to become the all-time record holder for most wins in a season. If he loses tonight, he cannot reach that. He currently has 12. The record is 14. He has a bye week. He will not be able to get 15 wins and have the single best record ever on the season in our league. So some ego shit on the line for Chow. Nothing to lose in the standings. Joe V has shit to lose in the standings. All he needed to do was have a decent week and he was set, even if he lost. He didn't do that. So now he's at risk of coming in last. If he wins, he's good to go. No last place. If he loses, there are two scenarios where he's at the bottom of the standings. One, it's if Ramondre Stevenson gets outscored by Hunter Henry by 16. Or two, if Ramondre gets outscored by Nick Folk by 14. So both are unlikely because we know Ramondre. He's a dog. But in the realm of outcomes, especially if Devontae Parker has a big game for Chow. So Jovi, not breathing easy tonight. He's probably calm and relaxed, but he could have a very bad week if Ramondre has a dud. In our next matchup, that will help decide last place, things are getting a little bit more interesting. Not for Chris. Can't gain anything. Can't lose anything. He's stuck where he's at in the standings. But he has Mac Jones up against Dick, and that will play a role in Dick's fate. If Dick wins this matchup, which he's not projected to, he's going to need Nick Folk to outscore Mac Jones by 3 points. Very possible. Then he avoids last. If he loses, then he has a few different things he needs to do, which to avoid last place. He would need either James to lose to Radler, which is basically impossible because he's up by like 40-something points. And even then some, I think he would also need Nick Folk to score a bunch of points, like the ridiculous amount. I didn't even look at the math because it's just not going to happen. When that doesn't happen, then he'll need either Jovi to lose to Chow, which is possible, and Nick Folk to outscore Ramondre by 14, which is unlikely, or Radler to lose, which is basically guaranteed, and Nick Folk to outscore Hunter Henry by 3.62. That is the more likely scenario. So Dick has a couple different options. He can win. There's a 12% chance of that happening, they say. I would think the odds are a little higher than that. Or he can have Nick Folk go off and outscore Ramondre. Or just simply outscore Hunter Henry. So things aren't looking great for Dick, but there are some clear paths for him to avoid last. Radler, it's not looking great for you either. James doesn't have to worry about anything right now. He clearly didn't want to come in last, or his team didn't. James might have, because he's still making some questionable decisions. But Radler has a chance at coming in last, a pretty big one. So he needs Hunter Henry to avoid last. He needs Hunter Henry to outscore Ramondre in a Jovi loss by 16, which we know Chow's luck. The chances of Jovi losing are pretty decent, but Hunter Henry is not going to outscore Ramondre Stevenson by 16. So the real chance to avoid last is for him to not get outscored by Nick Folk by 3.62 in a dick loss. And I didn't go back and look, but I would imagine that Hunter Henry has rarely not been outscored by Nick Folk by 3.62. So those are the players to watch. Nick Folk and Hunter Henry. There are some backup villains also at play. Ramondre Stevenson, Mac Jones. They play a role in all this, but really what we're looking at is Nick Folk and Hunter Henry. Those players will be the ones who determine last place. So to recap really quickly, Jovi, Dick, Radler are the final two teams in contention for last place. Final three teams in contention for last place, but really it's Dick and Radler. Andy has lost his lead on most points, could lose his lead on most points against if Silverman's boys or Hunter Henry have monster games. And Rick will secure the second bye unless Marquise Brown drops 40 bomb. Those are the biggest takeaways. On our next podcast, we will wrap up the regular season and then focus on the playoffs. But for now, we got some Monday Night Football to watch. Kickoff's going to be in about 20 minutes or so. So let's get it. Hooligans League Podcast, special edition. I'm out. Peace.